Let's see here. All right, folks. So my angle's pretty bad here. So sorry about that. Just trying to give you a sense of scale here. So again, we're out here in front of Delaney Hall. There is, but last night, we were aware that at 10 a.m. this morning there was supposed to be a pro-ICE rally. Initially at 10 a.m. there were very few people out here for that, but their numbers have come in, like I said, roughly about a dozen, and are vastly outnumbered by the anti-ICE protesters who've been here for days and days and days. Overnight, we left the site about 1 a.m. or so, and since then, in the middle of the night, in the morning, the police have erected a great deal of barriers. Last night the state police brought in, early last night the state police brought in these orange barricades that you're seeing all around, and those are what they were setting up the quote-unquote free speech zones with. Those free speech zones were completely ignored by the protesters. They weren't really enforced in any way by the police. And after a period of basically calm on the part of the protesters, who were standing around doing a sit-in protest in front of the driveway where they wanted to be protesting, there was a period of calm, probably an hour or more, and then inexplicably the police arrived at the mutual aid site, made an announcement that they were ordering everybody to disperse, to leave the street, and then after 10 minutes, they came in with riot gear and just violently pushed everybody back, encountering those free speech zone fences, which became a serious hazard, safety hazard to the protesters who were backing up down the street. Then the riot police had to overcome those barriers themselves. So those barriers really made absolutely no sense in the way that they were erected yesterday. It looks like they've repurposed them this morning in a different orientation to keep the anti-ICE and the pro-ICE protesters at least somewhat separate, so they are partially separated from each other. And they've also erected more barriers, as I think I've shown, but I'll kind of zoom in here again, in front of Delaney Hall as well. So that kind of front row of fences there, let's see if I can get a better view for you. The front row of fences with on top of those orange kind of plastic barricades, those are new as of today. You can see they're flying some pro-Trump and American flags from those fences, and the riot police are stationed in front of them. You can see a lot of motorcycles for motorcycle cops down there. Maybe the horses didn't really work as well as they thought, so they're bringing in steel horses, as they say. So that's the scene as it stands, folks. Give me 1 minute to check my notes from Jordan and the rest of the team. We kind of had to hit the ground running this morning. And don't worry, John Farina's on his way. So 1 moment here, folks. Bear with me. All right, folks, if you're just joining us, I'm Will Allen Dupras. I'm here streaming live for Status Coup News. We're at Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey. I've got to watch my cord here before I don't tip my camera over. We are at Delaney Hall, which is a privately run ICE detention facility in Newark, New Jersey. And protesters here have been outside Delaney Hall. This is day 9 in support of a hunger strike that people who are detained inside Delaney Hall have been performing for those 9 days. A hunger strike as well as a labor strike. Anti-ICE protesters, people who are and people supporting the families, they're demanding the release of these hostages, essentially, of ICE. Have been out here for those 9 days. Today, there is a pro-ICE protest that is happening just over here off camera, beside me, roughly a dozen people. I want to go over for folks just joining us this morning, and maybe folks who missed the latter part of stream last night, what happened yesterday. So, and I just went over this a little bit, but I want to kind of give you a play-by-play. Essentially, yesterday the governor of New Jersey established that. She held a press conference and she said, that she was concerned about the safety out here in front of Delaney Hall, and she was involving the state police to protect the protesters, essentially. And what that meant, to protect the protesters, was setting up 2 separate free speech zones, one over on this side of Delaney Hall and one down the street on that side of Delaney Hall. They were made of these orange barricades, and they were completely ineffective. They set them up, and then the protesters just stood outside of them. They just stood in front of the driveway where they had been protesting, had been, blocking ICE vehicles going in and out of the building to, as part of the protest, because that's what they're against. They're trying to prevent ICE from detaining more people, from bringing more people into this privately run detention facility that's run by Geo Group. If you're unfamiliar with them, they are a well-known, notorious company that runs private prisons in the U.S. So go down that Wikipedia rabbit hole if you have a minute. So after they set up those barricades and did not enforce them, protesters were very peaceful. They hung out in front of the driveway where they'd always been. They were doing a sit-down protest, being peaceful, blowing bubbles. And then after a couple hours, the state police arrived, gave what they called a lawful order to disperse, and said you had 15 minutes to clear the entire mutual aid station, which was a very intricate setup. And after those 10 or 15 minutes, they arrived in riot gear and started marching down the street, pushing protesters back until they encountered those barricades and started shooting tear gas, crowd control munitions, pepper balls, all manner of these crowd control munitions that we've seen in Minneapolis and Chicago, all over the country. Whenever, wherever ICE is doing what they do and people are protesting them, those protesters are met with these same types of force. So this was not surprising in that sense, but it was a strange sequence of events that really didn't make any sense. The state police are, theoretically under the jurisdiction of the governor. So the governor said, I'm sending in the state police to protect the protesters. They set up free speech zones that the protesters didn't want and didn't really actually do anything to change the dynamic, except that then gave the same state police that were supposed to be protecting the protesters and keeping people safe some sort of pretext to then enact violence on those protesters, to shoot them with tear gas, to shoot them with pepper balls and tear gas and pepper spray. So there's some disconnect here. It doesn't make any sense why the actions of the police last night anyone would have thought that they would have been for protester safety. So that's kind of the recap last night. Eventually the police, and the other thing is, once the police pushed the protesters back and assaulted them, they just left. Let me also not forget, there were horses. They brought horse riot control in for peaceful protesters. It just was an incredibly chaotic and aggressive scene. And once they pushed the crowd back to pass the driveway, we saw one caravan of ICE vehicles, maybe 10 or so. I don't recall exactly the number, but it was more than the usual 2 or 3 that heads out. So I'm not sure if there were other detainees that were being moved in there, or if agents were going out to do raids. It's unclear what the purpose of that caravan was. Perhaps just ICE agents leaving their shift. But they left, and then shortly thereafter, the state riot police withdrew entirely from the street that they had pushed the protesters down. So the protesters just moved back. So it is absolutely mind-boggling what they truly thought their purpose was. Pardon me, folks, I'm getting a call from Jordan. Hey, Jordan. I've got a few notes here from Jordan back at home. I'm going to read them for you. Okay. So, several protesters were injured, and state police intentionally fired a flashbang grenade at the feet of our cameraman, John Farina, and our reporter, Jordan Sheridan, who you should all know very well. Jordan fell backwards and injured his back. New Jersey State Police's violence came just hours after New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill said she was deploying state police to, quote, de-escalate the situation. Here's some updates on what's happening inside the prison. Today is day 9 of the prisoner hunger and labor strike. The hunger strike is lessening, but there are still prisoners refusing to eat. All prisoners are continuing the labor strike. All prisoners are continuing the labor strike. I want to repeat that. Status Coup is told that one prisoner inside is seriously ill and requiring hospitalization, but employees of Geo Group, that's the private prison company that runs this detention facility, are refusing to send him to the hospital. There are also no doctors available inside, despite what Geo Group management has said, oh, we have a doctor on site Monday through Friday, regular business hours. But we've seen when representatives, state representatives have gone inside previously, during those business hours, earlier this week, there was no doctor available, so we are not surprised to hear that there is, in fact, still no doctor available inside. The prisoner's spouse told an organizer, quote, "I am afraid for his life. Please, if there is anything you can do or anyone you can contact to help him get medical attention as soon as possible, I would be deeply grateful." Now, we're doing everything we can to help that person as well, but that also means you folks at home. If you were watching this at home, message your representatives, message your local representatives, your state representatives, anyone you can. If you know doctors who are somehow able to intervene in this sort of a situation, maybe they're part of a nonprofit or something along those lines, get the message out. There are people who need serious medical attention inside this facility, and they are being denied it. All right, so that's the recap of everything that's kind of should catch you up to speed right now. We're going to be live today as long as there is stuff going on, and there is stuff going on, folks. I will not be surprised to see this situation get out of hand. When there's already riot police lined up before 11 a.m., that's how you know things are stressful out here, and there's a lot of tension. So we're going to be live today. If you are watching, please like, subscribe. You know the whole YouTuber streamer mantra there. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get every notification when we go live. Make sure to double check your settings because sometimes YouTube will uncheck those for you. And most importantly of all, please, if you can, become a member. statuscoup.com/join. We need members like you to support us, to help us pay for being out here, to pay for the labor, to pay for the supplies, to pay for the time. That money goes directly towards supporting this independent journalism out here on the ground with riot police every day, every single day. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of walk around and give you a sense of the scene here. We'll see kind of how things have evolved since we've started going live. We're on the pro-ICE side looking out that way. Let's see. That way is the anti-ICE side. Yeah. Okay. So you can see this fence erected kind of as part of this partition that goes all the way around there. We're going to walk around and show you the rest of the scene here. The anti-ICE side, you can see the pro-ICE folks over there.
We have to come together and shut these camps down. Shut this fascist system down! Shut this fascist system down!
Shut this
capitalist system down! Shut this capitalist system down! Shut this imperialist system down!
And so it's state police who are out in the riot police, out in the street, but we can still see ICE back there in their facility behind their multiple fences. You know, they're so obsessed with putting people in cages, they've essentially put themselves in a cage at this point.
Shut this sexist system down! Shut this racist system down! Shut this racist system down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! 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 Shut this racist system down! Shut this racist system down! Shut this fascist system down! Shut this fascist system down! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Okay, the power's over here. The only real way to do that is through us. Back up!
We've got other police coming in from the other side now.
Watch your back, watch your back.
Pardon me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. More state police coming in here. Filing past the anti-ICE protesters along the barricade, moving out through the backside where we just came through. You can see where they're headed. Looks like they're grouping up kind of in the back here.
Molly felt big. Come on, guys, follow me.
Taking a photo off or something?
Look at all these chickens.
can see, that's the divide between the pro-ICE and anti-ICE sides of the protest. So, roughly, 6-foot gap, essentially.
Behind the conservative side to the barrier.
The state police have kind of filed around the back of the pro-ICE side of this protest to the other side of the barricade with the other riot police.
They are not the enemy. We are larger. The powerful working class that is responding in an anti-racist way is larger. And we have to keep building the anti-racist unity. We don't want the ruling class to keep feeding our brothers and sisters racism while they leave them starving. They are angry because they are losing jobs like we are. They are angry because their children are being sent to be killed in wars. They are angry because they're seeing that the bosses are making us fight over jobs. And the only thing that the bosses are doing is telling them that they need to force the problem at their brothers and sisters. We're saying that the problem is capitalism. And history tells us that anti-racist revolutionary workers have always defended the working class. So that's why we chant, I sleep. I sleep.
Pardon me, I just want to hop out.
I sleep. I sleep. Chinga. 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 La migra. La policía. La migra. La policía.
Getting into it now.
And their blocks are
Folks, as we're out here covering this, I want to remind you to smash that like button, subscribe, and if you can, go to statuscoup.com/join for as little as $5 a month. That's 16 cents a day. Basically a cup of coffee, and folks, I tell you, we really need the coffee. We went to bed late last night, got up very little sleep this morning to be out here again, bringing you this live coverage on some of the most important events going on in our country right now. So please, 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 we need that money. We need you to help us stay out here. We need you to help support independent journalism. We don't take any corporate money. We have zero corporate donors. We are entirely funded by members like you watching and putting your money where your values are in independent journalism, bringing you the truth. Yes. They're saying it's hard to hear me. Okay, I think it's just the type of mic I have right now. I mean, I'm seeing the
Why are you following your car?
these megaphones keep finding me. I think it's just the mic I have is not going to be as good. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to film that vertical now. All right, folks at home, in case the audio is a little tough right now, we are working with a couple different types of kit out here and just kind of splitting it between John and myself. John is going to be here shortly, and we'll switch up the audio settings at that point, so bear with us while we do that. See if I can get you guys a view of these police out here. So folks, what you're looking at here is state police lined up, New Jersey State Police over here. They replaced, they're not in full riot gear. There were state police in full riot gear moments earlier, a few minutes ago. And these barricades that have been set up, you can see kind of this fence along the, let's see, so this fence right here is new as of today. As are, this orange fence those flags are flying from, that is also new as of today. These motorcycle cops were not here yesterday as well. So what we're looking at here is essentially the location of these protests the last few days. This is where most of the action has been happening in front of the driveway, which is kind of on the left side of the frame now. That's where ICE vehicles come in and out of Delaney Hall with detainees or to go perform raids, and that's what protesters have been blocking. That's the intention of setting up those the quote-unquote free speech zones yesterday was to keep protesters away from that location to help ICE, keep doing their operations. The governor said these free speech zones were, to protect the protesters, but all that really meant was keeping the protesters from, actually effectively protesting and blockading what, the things that they have problems with to protest ICE. Unsurprisingly, that effort last night did not go well at all, and the state police just ended up brutalizing protesters themselves. It was just a slightly different flavor. ICE hasn't been using tear gas here yet, but the state police did. So it's basically just pick your flavor of state violence against the people. Do you want, sage green ICE violence with various flavors of pepper spray and bear mace and some pepper balls? Or do you want, navy blue state violence from riot police from the state shooting you with tear gas and more pepper balls? That's really the only difference of what happened yesterday. So that's the state of America right now. It's just different flavors of violence come from different people. And I'll remind you, the New Jersey governor is a Democratic governor. So this isn't a matter of Republicans versus Democrats. This is a matter of the power structures in our country. This is a matter of our system having serious flaws that have consolidated power in the hands of oligarchs, of technocrats who are vested in maintaining this power dynamic. And the people here protesting are calling out that power dynamic. They're bringing as much attention as they can to the humanitarian injustices of detaining, locking up law-abiding citizens who there have been actual American citizens detained. And beyond that, you've had people who have immigrated to this country through the proper channels, presenting themselves for asylum at the border. That's the right path to do it. It's a clunky bureaucratic system that absolutely needs to be overhauled regardless, but that's an appropriate way to immigrate to this country without necessarily having, like a passport and things like that. So, and those people have been detained, as well as people who have come into the country through what would traditionally be called an undocumented entry, but who have otherwise been abiding by all the laws that truly matter as far as, they're not doing violent crimes, they're not abusing the laws, they're paying their taxes, they're showing up for their court dates, etc. They're checking in with their immigration officers, etc., only to be ambushed at courthouses or at those meetings and detained. Basically, the powers that be have changed the rules of the game in the middle of the game, and it's absolutely unjust. And that's just one facet of this fucked up system that we have going on right now. So get in the chat. I would love for people in the chat to share some of their thoughts on what they've seen so far. What has anything you have seen on our stream over the last 9 days or so? Has anything surprised you, or has this all been kind of what you expected when you saw that Status Coup was going live from these protests? I'll have some updates for you in a moment that I'm just getting from Jordan now. I see one person saying it's not a flaw in the power dynamic, it's a complete break in the system. Laws need to be completely overhauled to prevent this abuse from ever happening. I can't fault that point of view. I mean, you start looking at changing one set of laws, and all these different flaws are so interwoven into this mesh of keeping people in power, and especially when you have something like the Epstein list, some clear evidence, miles and miles of documents of clear evidence of accusations of horrible crimes against underage children, etc., and various sex crimes. And we basically know that Donald Trump is a pedophile, is a convicted sex offender, and our system as it stands is incapable of doing anything to punish him. If anything, it's rewarding him with this $1.8 billion slush fund. There was the whole lawsuit that was going on, after his taxes were leaked, where he was trying to get $10 billion from the IRS or what have you. It's only served to reward that kind of hideous behavior. Here are some updates that I have now. It says, New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill has issued a statement defending her decision to deploy state police to violently attack unarmed protesters as necessary. I'm going to give you a different angle here, folks. One moment, I'm getting a call from the John Farina. Hey, John. No, you have the microphone. Sorry, say again? Yes. All right. All right, folks. John Farina is almost here. Get you a good angle there. Okay, so resuming what I was just saying, pardon me. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill issued a statement defending her decision to deploy state police to violently attack unarmed protesters as, quote, necessary for public safety. I mean, this is the public. That wasn't safe, and it wasn't safe because of the state police, so I'm not quite sure where she's getting that. A reminder that state troops last night carried out an onslaught of violence against unarmed protesters, including firing flashbang grenades at point-blank range at the feet of protesters, including our very own John Farina in Jordan, who is now seriously injured with a back injury. He's at home recovering right now, although recovering for him is just still working, taking care of his kids, and sending me updates live from there. To be clear, if a flashbang grenade detonates on one's body, it can lead to serious bodily damage. At the Standing Rock protest 10 years ago, a protester nearly had her arm amputated after North Dakota police fired a flashbang grenade directly at her. They also fired last night tear gas, causing a long row of injured protesters requiring medical attention, pepper spray, pepper balls. They even had police on horses stampeding through the protesters. A horse literally struck the camera last night. That's how close they got as they charged into the protesters. John was holding the camera up on the tripod and had to duck his head out of the way, and the horse's head hit the camera and spun it around. So if you caught that on stream last night and were wondering why the camera was spinning, that was why. At one point last night, state police and ICE were shooting at protesters at the same time. So basically, if you can see the ICE, people behind that gate over there, they were standing there, and the protesters were being pushed from the right side of the frame, as you see it now, to the left side of the frame. And as they passed in front of that driveway of the ICE facility, those ICE officers began shooting pepper balls from this kind of perpendicular angle at the protesters, essentially where they're standing right now, to give you a sense of the space there. The state police and ICE, they were shooting the protesters at the same time, which basically presents this image of a unified front where ICE and state police seem to be directly or indirectly working together. And that's been a dynamic that's been in question every different city that ICE has been, carrying out major operations. Minneapolis, New Orleans, Memphis, Chicago. One of the kind of facets or layers of these stories is to what degree are the local police, either metropolitan police or state police, facilitating, participating, collaborating with ICE, and that happens in different ways. In places like New Orleans, from what I've been told from my fellow journalists who were actually there, the New Orleans police were directly cooperating with, aiding the ICE agents, helping them get to the homes, helping them carry out operations, and that actually made those operations go faster and allowed much less opportunity for press to cover those things. I see John Farina in the distance, so he's going to be here soon. In places like Minneapolis, the local police basically just said, I don't want anything to do with this, and kind of gave a tacit complicity in that they just made themselves scarce. We hardly saw any Minneapolis police on the streets as we were roaming the city looking for the raids that were going on. And now here in Newark, we're seeing the state police actively out here, essentially the governor says, this is kind of coming from a different dynamic of trying to keep protesters safe. But all we're seeing is, they're basically lined up in front of the ICE officers and they're getting shot at the same time. All right, folks, one moment here. We have John Farina arriving on scene with the better microphone. And bear with us for one moment while we get these things changed out. You might lose audio for a moment, but that's just because we're changing microphones. Hold on. Okay, the receiver's on.
Change those batteries.
It's still showing full right now.
Huh?
These batteries are still showing full for the time being.
Okay, leave it.
I'll hold on to these. Yeah.
Okay, you know how to do
The scan, I forget.
the scan.
If you need to go get it, I can keep going.
Yeah, but I gotta show you how to do this. be good.
All right.
Y'all have headphones?
I left them in the car by accident.
Okay.
All right. Okay, folks, it looks like we're back here. I'm just going to make sure from the team that our audio is good. Okay, folks, so I'm hoping that the audio is good now that we've got the official mic that we've got that we normally use. So I'll continue reading some of these updates. As we were just talking about before John got here, you know, there's always these different dynamics that the kind of local or state police are how they're involved with ICE, how they cooperate with ICE, and so here it's basically, you know, the governor saying that the state police are kind of operating separately or differently to protect protesters, quote unquote, you know, keep protesters safe. But as you can see, it's just, you know, state police over there, ICE over there. They're facing the same direction, protecting the same institutions, and doing the same kinds of violence with just slightly different flavors, you know, to the protesters who are out here. I'll read a couple more updates for you. Let's see. Protesters we have spoken to are outraged at the Democratic governor, and let's see, let me get an angle of the protester. Protesters we have spoken to are outraged at the Democratic governor and believe her decision to unleash the police on protesters risks turning New Jersey into the next Minneapolis in terms of ICE violence. We should also note we don't have evidence of coordination, but when New Jersey State Police attacked protesters last night, it was right before an ICE shift change that saw a long row of ICE vehicles drive down this road into the prison. So many protesters expressed the belief that state police attacked protesters in order to clear the road for ICE vehicles during the shift change. So if that's the truth, that would be essentially direct cooperation between these two entities. New Jersey Attorney General Jennifer Davenport released a statement lying about what precipitated the violence last night. And I will read the statement and then explain why it's bullshit. New Jersey's Attorney General says state police quote-unquote temporarily cleared the area in front of the Delaney Hall Immigration Detention Center in Newark late Friday night after protesters deployed fireworks and threw gas canisters at law enforcement. Just hours after the state's governor announced state police would establish a, quote, peaceful protest zone and take over crowd control from ICE. New Jersey Attorney General Jennifer Davenport, here's the statement. So this is the statement I'm going to read from the Attorney General. This evening, New Jersey State Police sought to ensure the safe passage of vehicles transporting employees out of the Delaney Hall facility. Most people gathered outside the facility complied with state police requests to clear a pathway to secure the safe passage of the vehicles. A limited number did not comply with repeated requests to clear a safe passage for the vehicles and took dangerous actions, including deploying fireworks and throwing gas canisters at law enforcement. That put everyone in harm's way. To ensure the safety of everyone involved, including the overwhelmingly peaceful protesters at the facility, state police temporarily cleared the area outside Delaney Hall. We remain committed to protecting everyone's safety and their constitutional right to peacefully protest. So there's a lot of bullshit in there. I want to say basically the only part of that is true is that the protesters were overwhelmingly peaceful. But that means there's basically no reason for them to have cleared the road. I mean, the protesters were peaceful, but basically all of them were in front of the facility continuing the protest they've been doing of blocking these vehicles because the vehicles are basically the mechanism of ICE carrying out its operations. They have to come and go. They're bringing detainees in. They're leaving with, to go snatch more people off the street. That's how people want to protest, and they were doing it peacefully. There's no reason that they should have been cleared out. Furthermore, I didn't see any fireworks. I didn't see any protesters throwing gas canisters. Both of those ring false to me, so I don't know where she's getting that information from. Potentially just lies from, members of the state police trying to cover their own asses. Like the police shot tear gas canisters at the protesters, who then kicked them back because they didn't want to be tear gas and didn't deserve to be tear gas. So I don't know, maybe they're considering that, protesters using gas canisters, but that's an absolute distortion of the truth and the facts and what was going on. So that's fucking bullshit too. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, basically that's just a complete mischaracterization of what happened last night. So I want to remind you folks, let me get in front of the camera here. So folks, I mean, having just read the New Jersey Attorney General's statement, you can see there's so much misinformation out here, and it's coming from the government, it's coming from the mainstream media, it is not coming from Status Coup. We're out here live. We can't make any of this up. We're not distorting what's going on out here. We're just presenting you with the truth. We're cutting through the bullshit. The mainstream media that are out here, especially yesterday, as soon as anything goes wrong, as soon as anything gets scary, they hop in their cars. They've got hired security guards to help keep them, away from harm's way. I even saw a post made last night by members of the mainstream media talking about how, kind of describing the events last night. And then they literally said, as soon as things got scary, we turned and ran as fast as we could. And then they described, oh yeah, we heard the sounds of what sounded like tear gas, what sounded like pepper spray, but, they were facing the other way. They weren't staying and reporting like we are. They weren't getting run over by horses, their cameras hit by horses like we are. So, that's what you get with Status Coup. So I want to remind you, you don't see those folks out here doing the reporting we're doing for as little as $5 a day, for as little as $5 a month, 16 cents a day. You can help support independent journalism, untied to corporate money. We are fully supported by members out there. Statuscoup.com/join. We need your support to stay here. We need your support to keep reporting the truth, to keep calling out bullshit from the Attorney General of New Jersey, from the Governor of New Jersey, calling out ICE's bullshit, and bringing that reporting straight to you unfettered. Please go to statuscoup.com/join and become a member. If you can afford more than $5 a month, please support us. If you can't afford that money, you can still support us by subscribing, hitting the like button, sharing these links, hitting the bell icon on YouTube so you get every notification when we're live, when we put out clips, sharing not only our live streams when we're live, but sharing the links, the clips that we put out afterwards. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, will.allendupras, @statuscoup. We are out here doing the journalism that almost nobody else is doing. There are so few. All the broadcast news are basically over there just keeping the camera on the pro-ICE people, standing and doing the minimal amount of work. We're out here moving around. We're narrating you. We're giving you updates on what's happening. We're doing hard-hitting news, thorough news, and making sure that anybody out there at home who's not in New Jersey, who's not able to get out here, what's up, Mercado? Shout out Mercado Media, follow him too. We're making sure that anybody out there across the country, around the world, can stay updated on what's happening right now, and that costs money to make it happen. So if you can support us, please, statuscoup.com/join. Thank you.
The strikers are demanding that those who are sick, who are feeling sick, that be let out. That the elderly be let out. That the young people who are 18-year-olds be let out immediately. That the cases of every single person that has been in some way, or every single person who the legal system has frauded them and has prevented them from using the laws that this capitalism supposedly says we have to allow them to review their cases. And ultimately, the biggest demand that they are fighting for is They do not want better.
Pardon me. Would you be interested in talking with me on camera? No
They
worries.
want the kids shut down. They want to be liberated. So what do we want?
Would you be open to talking with me on camera? We're Status Coup. We're streaming live right now. We've been covering these ICE protests for the last week or more, and we'd love to hear what motivates you to come out. Would that be all right?
Okay.
Okay, one moment. Okay, miss. So, sorry. Getting my camera set here. I have another guy with me who's coming soon. All right. So, tell me, what's your name?
Deborah.
Deborah, what motivated you to come out today?
Well, obviously, what our government is doing is absolutely corrupt and immoral. I fought against Vietnam, and we're still fighting today for peace, social justice. This is just plain fucking wrong.
Were you here last night?
No, I wasn't.
Did you see what happened last night?
I heard about it. And so we're here to do whatever we can. We'll keep coming back. I'm afraid it's not over, but we'll do what we can.
Did you ever think that you'd be living in a day and age where America once again has concentration camps, essentially?
Yes.
Yes. What made you think that would be the case?
I'm a student of history, and I think the Tea Party was a good indication of what was to come. Those of us who were raised in the 1960s knew this was coming, always. And it was just a slow trickle, and now it's fast forward. That's it.
Are you familiar with kind of the way that the New Jersey governor has been involved in this scene?
A little disappointing, yes. I voted for her because I'm a Democrat. I realize she's got no federal authority here, but I'm just disappointed with all our Democratic leadership. It's time for a big change. I support AOC and anybody else who's just going to come in and shake things up. I'm tired of voting for old white men, or any white guy for that matter. I don't care. I've been called a racist. I'm not a racist. But they got to go. They haven't done any good for us ever, and they just have to freaking go.
In the way I've been seeing it, it seems like, especially last night, is a good example of this. A lot of people, it's easy to draw comparisons and kind of outline how often Republicans and Democrats are essentially just two sides of the same coin, and they're both, despite their apparent differences, fighting to keep the same kind of, power system in place. And last night we saw federal, over the last several days, federal ICE agents have been attacking protesters. Then the New Jersey governor says, I'm sending in the state police to keep protesters safe, and keeping protesters safe from the New Jersey governor was just attacking them differently.
Yes, I agree. I don't think sending in the police to keep us safe is the answer. That's absolutely not the answer. As I said, I don't know what she can do, but whatever it is, it's not enough. Same with Cory Booker. I respect Andy Kim for getting out here on the front lines. But where's Booker? Where is he? I don't see him here. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This guy's got a sign that says, Hail Mary, full of grace, kick ICE out of this place.
Will, do you have any idea of an alternative bathroom gas station being closed?
going to head back to
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I was watching last night. Appreciate it.
You want, oh, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Talk to you in a moment. Hey, John. Yes. Yeah. Hey, are you open to talking with us on camera?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hold this for me for a second. We are live right now.
What do you need?
I'll take that from you. All right, so we'll tell us your name.
Duncan.
And what brings you out to? How long have you been out here, actually?
Since today, I've been here since 9 a.m. I was here on Thursday. I was here on Sunday. So
you've been out here several days. Tell me, what are some of the most shocking things you've seen out here while you've been here?
Well, I mean, the most shocking thing is Delaney Hall. And, when I grew up, I thought this wasn't the kind of thing that we were going to do as a country anymore. And it turns out it is, and we're still doing it, This is a Democrat-run state, governor, a mayor, Democrat mayor who runs these police. So the second most shocking thing, first is seeing the detainees inside, waving to us. Second is seeing the coordination between the state, the local police, and ICE, which is, both not shocking and also you see it in person. And it's hard to believe that this is the country, but, we continue to see what it is.
Absolutely. We've been talking a lot about that coordination between the state police and ICE. The governor said, I'm sending the state police out to keep the protesters safe, but keeping the protesters safe meant very poorly trying to corral them into free speech zones, doing a shit poor job at that, and then after a couple hours of incredibly peaceful protests, shooting them with tear gas, pepper spray, etc. Were you here last night?
I agree. I was not here last night. I was here on Thursday, and I here with the DSA was part of the safety marshal team. I think you guys were here too. I take personal offense to what they were saying about, the lack of safety, the lack of traffic being able to get through. We were the ones who were allowing traffic to move through here basically freely while keeping all the protesters safe. Thursday night, no injuries with protests. No thanks to the governor. So they show up with their riot gear and their horses, shut everything down, and now there's no traffic. So it's a real example of we keep ourselves safe.
Absolutely. And just to kind of further illustrate what you're talking about there, basically every night of the protest for the last few nights, last night accepted because things changed, there have been multiple people in fluorescent yellow vests like yourself with orange fluorescent flags, with safety cones, waving, making sure that, as one side stops, the other comes through, doing safe traffic coordination. And then, the government said, whoa, we can't have you all successfully orchestrating a peaceful protest. We got to come here and fuck all that shit up. So I'm curious, how do you see this all playing out from here?
I don't know. On Thursday, it felt like this was a situation that was understood and, in a way, under control. And I think whatever rationale the governor had for sending in the state police turned this into a completely different atmosphere. And right now, everything's okay. There's a lot of police presence. It's kind of focused on keeping counter-protesters apart. Presumably, ICE is not trying to move anyone through right now, so I guess they're just going to allow this to happen. I don't know. I mean, I see complicity with government officials, and hopefully we can stand as strong in solidarity as long out here as we need to with the folks inside. That's, I guess one day at a time. After last night, I feel like I can't assume or guess or know what's going to happen,
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. And you mentioned you were watching stream last night, so thank you for being a viewer, too.
So I was, my heart was breaking watching you guys,
Watching John get trampled by a
Yes, with the riot gear and the horses. So I super chatted last night. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your support. You too.
I like that shirt, man. That's tough.
Okay, folks, John Farina's back.
T-shirts,
You got that battery?
polos, and hoodies. Depending on the occasion.
Give us a moment while we do some technical updating on our rig again. So when we arrived on scene this morning, I arrived, and when I left the hotel I'm staying at, very close by, I had a photo from another journalist friend of ours that basically showed very few MAGA supporters, very few pro-ICE people, and by the time we arrived, all of a sudden riot police were already moving out and pushing people back. One moment, while I'll get some notes from Jordan. Battery plugged on John's back now. It's a giant Homan flag. I think that flag says Homan on it.
Yeah.
There's someone here waving an enormous, I guess, Tom Homan support flag. It says Law and Border. People will simp for anybody. It's wild. You'd replace Bovino with literally anybody, and someone out there will say, "Now this is our guy." Tom Homan is one of the least charismatic. I mean, Gregory Bovino is someone who concerns me greatly, but I can at least say that he is a charismatic person. Tom Homan is. I have not seen an ounce of charisma from that man, and yet somehow someone has a 20-foot flag waving for him.
Where you going?
I'm just
Up
going
there?
up there to take a. Okay. I'll come back and find you.
Yeah. I'll follow you.
You're gonna follow?
I'll follow.
Going on the live.
Mickey Sherrill is just an agent for the capitalist class, and she is an enemy of our class. And we're seeing that today, and we've seen that. Just like Ras Baraka has tried to come in and talk about how they're not sending the cops in there, the cops are right there. And the cops continue to terrorize workers in the neighborhood. The cops killed Wally Bay not too long ago, right here in Newark, New Jersey. It's the banks, it's the bonds, it's the whole damn system. It's not just Trump, it's capitalism. It's the banks, it's the bonds, it's the whole damn system. It's not just Trump, it's capitalism. It's the banks, it's the bonds, it's the whole damn system.
Hey guys, so this is the first day in a week that I have seen Newark police out here standing guard. They have not shown face all week except for today. So this guy here is holding a big ass fucking Holman sign. I think Will mentioned that. Holman flag. Right? Holman, yeah.
Legal migration. Legal. I am all for legal migration. Legal. Get your paperwork and you will not have a problem with issue. You won't even be on the side. You will have illegal issues. They're sad and they're paid. They're paid. They're from freaking Minnesota. Look at this guy. He needs meth. His teeth are yellow.
Let's get your face in there, guys.
And that's what they do out here. Democrats fund the KKK. The Democrats are the party of the KKK. And the way that's PLC.
All right, let's try and find Will again. There he is.
Gestapo with workers' revolution. With workers' revolution. With communist revolution. With workers' revolution. With communist revolution. Smash ICE Gestapo. With workers' revolution. Smash ICE Gestapo. With communist revolution. Communist revolution! With communist revolution! With workers' revolution! With communist revolution! With communist revolution!
Hi, this is Andrew. Earlier they had shield right after they cleared out all the house so it literally was just like shields, MAGA flags,
How do we melt the ice?
As it
And we
was as
say
if
they're striking inside. We got 300 people that are being forced to clean up. There's jail cells. That's
Trump was saying
around the world. That they're being forced to clean up their jail cells. They said we're not doing anything. We are striking. And they're still on strike. They said we're going to do a hunger strike. And tomorrow I know we have workers from different unions around New Jersey that are coming out to extend that strike. Where my working class people at? Everybody with a job, put your fists up. Okay? So we out here talking about organizing on a job as well to continue to extend that fight and internationally. So we say, how do we melt the ice? Inside labor strikes. Outside labor strikes. But we saw with the encampment, the way that we was able to stop the politicians to actually hold their feet to the fire. Everybody say you got to get out and vote. The way that we actually changed the way that the elections went was that people from around the world stood up against the genocide in Gaza. They stood up against imperialism. So we need worldwide strikes, okay? Strikes beyond borders. So how do we melt the ice? Inside labor strikes, outside labor strikes, worldwide labor strikes, strike, strike, strike. How do we ice? Inside labor strikes, outside labor strikes, worldwide labor strikes, strike, strike, strike. How do we melt the ice? Inside labor strikes, outside labor strikes, worldwide labor strikes, strike, strike, strike. How do we melt ice? Inside labor strikes, outside labor strikes, worldwide labor strikes, strike, strike, strike. And we did it in Spanish too, so hold up, I'm gonna pass this to my comrade. Como derretimos ice dentro, huelgas de afuera, huelgas mundiales, Huelgas, huelgas, huelgas. Como derretimos ice. Huelgas de adentro, huelgas de afuera. Huelgas mundiales. Huelgas, huelgas, huelgas. Woo! I want to talk a little bit about the family, about the experience, about how it feels like to have a family member in there. I want to talk about what it feels like to be an immigrant and not be able to be here in the same way that we are here. One of the groups that has been building since last year, since this incredible effort of solidarity, that tent has been built by the working class. There's been an incredible group led by undocumented workers. That movement is called the Cosecha movement. This is an incredible historical development. Despite facing the front edge of state terrorism and being in danger of being removed at any moment, these workers have created these incredible steel bonds with families in the detention center. That strike, that hunger strike, and that labor strike would not have happened without those relationships. A few days ago, a couple of us in Cosecha were talking about how we felt. And a lot of us said that we felt impotent. That we felt that we couldn't do what we wanted to do. That we couldn't activate our anger and our sadness and our rage for other people that are immigrants too. Those families, mothers are being left by themselves to take care of their kids. Kids are being left alone at their homes. That is happening while the ICE kidnappers are taking their caretakers. That's a shame. Teenagers are having to find a way, are having to ask teachers, are having to ask a distant family member that they were not close to before to figure out a way to get here to Delaney, to see their parents one more time. We have other immigrant workers who are completely stopping their lives because even though they haven't been taken in there, they're terrified that we step out of our homes, the ICE is going to be out in the streets. We're having to find ourselves in a situation of knowing that maybe that next time that you visit a family member might be the last time that you see that person that you love. That is what this system is producing. The only thing that makes me feel safe, the only thing that makes me feel that even if they take me, the only thing that I know that is going to defend me is fighting for a future without capitalism. And I am so inspired by my comrades in Cosecha. We've been building it for 10 years. When we started, they were scared. A lot of us were scared to say chinga la migra. Chinga la migra in English is fuck ICE. A lot of us were terrified. We were terrified about in our protest saying that. But 10 years later, our consciousness, our class consciousness, our militancy has grown along with the rest of the working class. 10 years later, now, immigrant women who are leading Cosecha are saying May these racist borders fall. May this capitalist exploitative system fall.
Shut it down.
And that communist newspaper that you see, it shares on the back page the speeches that these women from Cosecha shared on May Day. This is giving us a toolbox for a war, a class war against capitalism. Read the words of these women.
That's right.
And I'll just finish with this. For those of you that don't have that experience, we see, because the other side that I see, a few days ago, I spoke to a young white man that I met at a strike some years ago. And he told me that he was willing to be on the barricade, and he didn't give a fuck what happened to his life.
That's right.
As long as we won what the strikers were fighting for. And in that moment, it made me realize, and it's really important for us to understand, it's two sides of the same coin. It is a system in crisis that is no longer making as much money as it used to. So then it's pushing down on every side of the working class. They need to exterminate, they need to disappear, they need to eliminate a part of the working class so that they can get past this cycle of crisis. And getting rid, whatever the fuck happens to us as immigrants, they don't give a fuck. As long as they don't have to give us any services, as long as they get to kick us out of the schools, as long as they don't have to give us jobs. But that same thing is what y'all are facing. How many young people out here are just out of college and are having a hard time finding a job? It is the same enemy. It is the same struggle. It is the same fight. How many people here have children in East Orange, in Montclair, in all of these districts where they're closing down the schools?
Fuck that.
Fuck that. They're using that money in order to fund these death camps. It's more profitable to them to kill workers and disappear them than to fund our education. How many of y'all here are scared of how you're going to pay your bills for health care? The health situations you got going on. It's two sides of the same coin. So when we fight to fight for their demands, we're fighting for ourselves.
All workers.
And we need to go even beyond just shutting down Delaney. We just need to fight to shut down this whole damn system.
That's right.
And eventually, that's not enough. We're not there yet. The majority of us don't know each other. And some of us don't think that that's the solution yet. But we need more workers to make a decision, to experiment. And we all need a political center. If you don't have a political center, you will be pulled in a lot of different directions. It's going to be a lot easier for people like Andrew Kim to pull out your heartstrings. And because he got pepper sprayed along with the rest of us, maybe Mandani will show up, that will pull out your heartstrings. And it will make you think, we don't need communist revolution yet. We don't need workers to destroy capitalism yet. Let them do it for us. But they have to betray us. They have to. Even if they are on our side, they have to betray us.
Say that again.
So in order to have that political center, you need an organization. And it can't be an organization just for us workers in the U.S. We need to figure out what is going to happen and how are we going to build with the workers that have to go back to the countries that they're being shipped when they get deported. What's going to happen with the failures of the bosses in all of these countries that force us to come into this country?
That's right.
And the only way that that's going to happen is by having one organization. an organization that fights to build a world for the working class, by the working class.
All over the world.
All over the world, everywhere. That is communism. A society without classes, a society without money, a society without exploitation. That is what we truly need. And it is true that part of our instinct, of an instinct that we have inside of us is racism. It's an instinct. But the other instinct we have inside of us is anti-racism. And because our necessity to live requires that we have some common sense, the instinct that responds more is the anti-racism. This shows us today.
We're stronger than them.
We're stronger than them. So with that, Asian, Latin, black and white.
Workers of the world unite!
Asian, Latin, black and white.
Workers of the world unite!
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Antes que nada, les quiero dar las gracias a todas las personas que han venido este día a protestar. Desde que empezó, este es el 8º, 9º día. Si me pueden corregir, por favor. Desde que empezó esta huelga de hambre, tengo un familiar que está adentro y también apoya Cosecha porque lo que está pasando en este centro es injusto, somos seres humanos y se nos debe de tratar con dignidad. Lo que ellos están buscando es dignidad.
My Cosecha family, she wants to thank everybody for coming here. She has a family member that is inside, and she fights to organize inside of Cosecha. This is about the 8th, 9th day that the strike has been going on.
Workers want dignity.
Hace 2 meses que tengo un familiar que está aquí adentro y lo que pasó el día miércoles fue imperdonable. Los agentes llegaron adentro buscando a la persona que inició la marcha, la huelga.
She was also saying we're fighting for dignity. That's what we're fighting for dignity. On Wednesday, she found out from one of her family member that's inside that ICE responded in a horrific way. They were trying to find the strongest leaders of the strike inside.
That's what they always do.
Como nadie respondió, pararon a un muchacho y lo noquearon. Lo tiraron al piso desmayado y estaba sangre en el piso.
Since everyone inside refused to point out any individual leaders of the strike, they grabbed a young man, and they beat him to the ground.
Y como nadie quiso hablar, les empezaron a pegar a todos. Y a mi sobrino le cerraron el ojo.
And since no one was willing to talk inside any of the strikers, then they started beating up everybody inside, including her nephew.
Él no puede mirar de un ojo. Cuando fue él habló, las personas estaban llorando, se escuchaba cómo estaban gritando las personas, y no nada más por mí, porque hay otras personas, otros familiares que también lo están diciendo.
They beat up her nephew so bad that one of his eyes shut down. And the screaming from the beating was so bad that people can hear it, that she could hear it, that other people can hear it.
Es indignante. Uno se siente que no puede hacer nada porque no podemos hacer nada por esta administración.
Cowards.
We as immigrants, we feel impotence because we feel like we can't do anything, against this administration who's doing this.
They're the cowards.
Mi hermana le dijo a mi sobrino que se agachara, que se encogiera y que no pusiera resistencia porque lo que están haciendo es ponerte cargos.
Her sister told her nephew that all he could do was to just curl up and to not resist, to not fight back out of the fear of being put on charges.
They're the cowards.
¿Cómo le van a pegar a una persona que no está haciendo nada? Los tienen ahí ya encerrados, los tienen ahí
Hay gente que no ha cometido ningún crimen. El único error que tal vez venimos fue luchar por el sueño americano, por un futuro mejor. Pero pagamos taxes y tal vez tenemos trabajos, compañías, casas. Nosotros ayudamos a la sociedad. Nosotros también queremos.
How are they gonna beat up people who are already locked inside, who can't do anything?
Cowards.
How are they doing this to us when all we are guilty of is trying to seek a better life, when we have homes, when we try to contribute, when we're not doing anything but trying to work and make a living for our families?
Cowards.
Y esto no está pasando ahora, eso viene pasando desde que empezó esta administración. Lo que está pasando ahí en ese centro de detención, están violando los derechos como seres humanos. La comida que les dan está podrida. También a la comisaría se le tiene que poner dinero. Ellos están haciendo dinero por todos lados. Hay que mandarle a los familiares por la comida, por las llamadas y también por el aseo personal. La gente de allá dice que queremos un hotel 5 estrellas. No es verdad, queremos dignidad. Somos seres humanos, ni a los animales se les trata así.
They are violating human rights in there. There's maggots in the food. They are making money in every which way possible. They're charging for the calls. They're charging for the food. They're charging for hygienic products. We're not. The racists are trying to convince the working class that we're asking for a 5-star hotel. No, we are demanding dignity. We are fighting for our human rights.
A los jueces se le dan 70 casos por día. No te dan tiempo ni siquiera a los abogados de defender al cliente. 70 casos por día cada juez.
Every day they give 70 cases a day to the judges. That doesn't even give the judges time to really go through the cases that are coming to them. So it's easier for them to put workers on the route to deportation and to indefinite detention.
The cops, the courts, the Ku Klux Klan, all the
Y aún así hay personas que ya firmaron para salir y los tienen aquí. ¿Saben por qué? Porque no quieren perder el dinero que están haciendo.
On top of that, there are people who already signed paperwork to be processed to leave these detention centers. And even with that, they're not letting them leave because they get to make more money every day that they are kept in those concentration camps.
Yo le pido a las personas que nos apoyen a que se cierre este centro y todos los centros de detención, que los casos sean escuchados de cada persona. La gente que está aquí no es criminal. Dijo Donald Trump que este centro de detención es donde tiene a las personas, a los asesinos. Es mentira, que chequee cada caso, Aquí no hay de esas personas, porque esas personas están en la cárcel pagando lo que hicieron.
In response to the strike, Trump made a statement in one of these last few days that the immigrants who are in there are there because they are murderers. And we're saying that is a lie.
Trump is a murderer.
He is a murderer. And the Democrats too.
Y solamente el pueblo salva al pueblo, y aquí voy a estar luchando por todas las familias que están aquí. Gracias.
And only the community saves the community. So that's why we're here to fight back. Woo.
Fight back! Fight back! Hey, the Trump! The Trump!
Folks, this is Will on the microphone again. I just popped over back to the pro-ICE side of this rally to see how that was going. I will say those numbers have dwindled down from maybe a dozen tops earlier to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count 7 people over there. I was over there while John was recording other things, and there were 2 or 3 of these men in support of ICE literally calling for Trump to be their king. They had a flag that says Trump for King, and they were on camera talking to other journalists about how they want a monarchy. They want Trump to be their king, and his older gentleman was saying he would die a happy man if he could see Baron Trump sworn in as the next president or as a president of the United States. That's the kind of people who are out here, and those people can vote, which is scary as hell. But that's why we need everybody to get out when you can vote. We need people out here staying educated on what these various groups across America are saying and what they stand for. These are people out here who they want Trump to be their king. They're happy that ICE is detaining innocent people. They're happy that those people are being held hostage, being forced to eat worms and maggots in their food, being forced to work for $1 a day.
She's got a sign that says MAGA forever. MAGA forever. She's got 2 years tops. 2 years tops.
That's our friend Jolly Good Ginger. And folks, while we have a moment, I want to give a shout out to some of our new members. We're so grateful to our new members. Thank you to Frank, Lynn, Robert, Sim, Shibby, Gregory, Alyssa, Justin, Jillian, Barry, Hannah, Shannon, Beth, and Jess. Thank you so much for signing up today. Our goal today is to add 100 new paid members, and we are well on our way. As a reminder, folks, if you're just tuning in, you can support us for as low as $5 a month. That's way less than Netflix. They keep jacking up their prices. That's way less than every other streaming service out there. That's way less than probably every subscription that you have. So please consider $5 a month goes so far for us to put boots on the ground here. You're supporting a team of 2 reporters, 2 cameramen, that's John and myself, 4 producers and editors, and a lot of travel and equipment to get our boots onto the ground wherever this stuff is happening, whether it's Minneapolis, Chicago, Newark, New York, Washington, D.C., New Orleans, Memphis, Los Angeles, San Diego, wherever it's happening, we are there, and it costs money to get there. And this shit is crazy. We get pepper gas, we get tear gas, we get almost trampled by horses last night. John, I hope, is not afraid of horses now. He's a tough guy, so I don't think he'll have any nightmares. But it's close calls out there almost every time we're out. And it takes a great deal of resources to make that happen. So please, if you can afford it, hit us up with a subscription. We also have a Patreon. If you want to become a member, you can go to statuscoup.com/join. And we are so glad to have you. Thank you again to those new members. Again, our goal is 100 new members today. We're going to be out here live streaming, throughout this event. It's possible that we will, take a break if things die down for a bit, but I am positive that there will be more going on this evening, as we saw yesterday. Yesterday the protest out here was, I would say, relatively calm compared to earlier days in the week until the evening. It was frankly the most peaceful, calm protest of the days that I've been out here covering it. And then once the state police arrived to protect those peaceful protesters, things got violent. That's when the tear gas came in. There hadn't been tear gas out here before. ICE had not been using tear gas, but the state police did come in and fire tear gas. They brought in their horse, crowd control units, horse on horseback, that was after a day of very calm, peaceful protesting. So I'll be very curious to see what's going on today. It's also Saturday, so there may be more people, available who aren't working, who can get out here, who haven't been able to get out here earlier in the week. So we were going to stay out here and make sure we cover what's going on.
Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to talk to me. I'm not having it. This dum-dum has two hats on. He's too stupid to take the bottom one off to put the top one on. Oh my God, and that's even more embarrassing. You're a veteran. That's embarrassing, you fuck. What? What'd you say? I can't hear you. Can you stand up and say it so I can hear you? Will you stand up so I can hear you better? Stand up so I can hear you better. I can't hear you. Hey, don't scream next to this. Never mind. Your hearing was gone years ago, wasn't it, dude? Never mind. Scream all you want. He can't hear shit. Fucking. America First Republicans support ICE. America First Republic. What does that even mean? Does anybody know what that means? Hey, can you tell me what that means, Persian for Trump? Can you tell me what it means, Persian for Trump? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me speak slower or something. Can you hear me? Oh wow, this guy might have hearing. That's fucking weird. I didn't see that coming. You called me off guard. I'm shocked. That really fucking caught me off guard. Were you talking? I'm sorry. My bad. You were too irrelevant. I couldn't hear you. My bad. My bad. What'd you say? Can you say it again? I can't hear you. What was that? Speak up. I didn't hear you. Repeat that. What was that? I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking so I can hear you. Say it again. What was it? I'm sorry.
Let's go right here.
I am paid. I get paid by you guys. You go to my Facebook post and talk shit. I get paid. Keep doing that, please. Thank you all for your support. I appreciate you.
I don't want big dicks like this anywhere but my fucking own pussy. This is the anti-DEI dick. It's the right color for you guys to fuck. Lube up with some Cheeto dust, you dumb fucks. This dick's all the way from Minneapolis. It's anti-DEI. That's probably what you like to have shoved up your own ass. Bitch, bend over and take it. If you want me to shut up, all you have to do is whip out your dick and prove that yours is bigger than mine. Until then, fuck off! Fuck off! Look at that! You can't handle it! You can't handle it!
They're amazing!
You can't handle it!
Nobody cares about gas prices, man! Nobody cares about Epstein! Fuck the Epstein files! Fuck Epstein!
Is it not the size you're used to? Are you used to smaller dicks going up your ass? Are you used to smaller ass going up your ass?
Says what?
Pedophile! Pedophile! Fuck you, you're a pedophile! Take it up the ass! If you want me to shut up, whip yours out and prove yours is bigger! Until then, bend over and spread your orange ass cheeks! Fucking take it! Show how much you love your master! Come on! Show how much you like to take it! My dicks and balls are bigger than yours! Who's jealous? You are! You got micro penises on your side! That's right! Dude, I'll help you relax! I'll give you like 10 orgasms with that thing! You standing too straight! I'll bend you over real well!
You're paid. You're paid.
Saturday, you got nothing else to do. Where's the money?
After that, they got a lot of bravado, right?
Where's the money?
Don't clock in.
Are you all working shifts on that side? You can't all hold the line at once?
Muslims that you call them, let me get over there.
The horse's head hit my camera. My camera's spun around.
You say that when you have like 12 fucking people. Look at all the people over here. You really think you're on the right side? Are you pro-democracy and somebody's flying a Trump for King flag and somebody's saying they don't give a fuck about the Epstein files? Y'all are pitiful. Y'all are fucking miserable and pitiful human beings. Bottom of the barrel.
if I can get this older guy.
Yeah, Richard, Green Hat.
Green Hat. Hey, can we interview
I
Status
love getting
Coup?
interviewed. Sure, I've talked to you before, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if I personally met you. My name's Will.
No, I've talked to Status Coup before.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we'd love to hear a little bit about your stance on what's going on in this ICE facility here. Obviously you're out here supporting what's going on. How do you feel about prisoners in there being, fed expired food with maggots in it, all those reports that we've got?
Yeah, let's see some proof of that. There hasn't been any proof of maggots or bad food. They're getting better food than any of the prisoners in any of the jails or prisons in this state. So that's nonsense. That's total propaganda and without any proof.
I want to know where you got that information from. How do you know that?
Because I'm an elected official. I'm with the Republican Party in Ocean County, and I'm running for re-election. I'm a county committee member. I also worked as a volunteer for the Trump campaign, and I got friends in the media. I know. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Nothing. You've seen none of this. There's been no proof.
We spoke with loved ones who have spoken to their family members inside.
Who said their food? Look, and it doesn't matter who's in the. Those aren't little fuzzy immigrants that want to pick asparagus. There's murderers, rapists, dope dealers, child molesters, burglars, robbers. That's a prison full of criminals, people who came here illegally, and they're criminals causing crime.
Many of the people in there have not even had their habeas court date yet, so a judge hasn't even been able to rule yet on whether it's constitutional for them to be held at all. They're not necessarily
They're not
rapists.
here constitutionally. They got here illegally. I'm the grandson of legal immigrants. You can find their names at Ellis Island. My mother's people came from Poland. My father's people came from Lithuania and Prussia in the early 20th century, and they became American citizens, proud American citizens. My grandfather fought as a Marine in the First World War. These people come here to grift and steal. The Democrats let them in because the more of them they have here, the more Democrat representatives they get in Congress. And then as their bastards turn 18, they can vote Democrat too. It's all a plot for a one-party takeover, and they're not being abused. Show me the proof where they're eating rotten, maggot-ridden food. Let me see some videos.
Well, you're characterizing the people in there as violent criminals.
They are violent
What
criminals.
about the people and who have come here, as you said, you're describing as unconstitutionally? Let me get my question out.
Yeah.
There are people in there as well who are legitimate asylum seekers who have come to this country to legally seek asylum, which is a constitutional way to immigrate to this country. And they have still been detained. They show up to their court dates. They show up to play by the rules.
Then there's no legitimate asylum seekers in there, like Ilhan Omar.
Do you think there are any legitimate asylum seekers in this country? Do you think it's legitimate to claim asylum if you are? Is there any way in your mind to legitimately ask for asylum in the United States?
Yeah, I think maybe some people escaping Iran, like my friend the Persians for Trump, whose family came here to escape the mullahs who are executing people. In there, this guy.
Right here.
Yeah. In there, you're not an asylum seeker if you came here to grift and steal. You're not an asylum seeker if you're a stinking Somali and you came here to rob us blind. No, that's not asylum. Freedom to steal and rob and take advantage of your system, grease the system. We are over. The Democrats opened the borders. They opened the borders to establish one-party rule. They opened the borders because the more people are here when they take the census, the more people will be in the House of Representatives. So let them all congregate in Democrat areas. And then when they get amnesty or when the kids get old enough, they will vote Democrat. It's all been a plot.
You're talking about one-party rule as something you're complaining about with the Democrats, but you were also over here just a second ago asking for Trump to be king. Wanting Trump to be king. Wouldn't that simply be a different one-party rule?
The Democrats are making him king. They're destroying the Constitution. They're calling him a king. If they keep calling him a king, he might as well be the king. No, I think we should have a lot of parties. I think the problem with our system is this two-party system has been bullshit for too long. And we should have many parties, except the Democrat Party must be wiped off the map. They must be swept onto the ash heap of history. The Democrat Party are the new Nazis. They are possessed by Satan. The only way you could be a Democrat now is if you were either A, retarded, B, insane, or 3, evil. The Democrat, what this country needs, we need a Nuremberg-style trial. And we need to have every Democrat in government
tried, indicted for treason and crimes against humanity. And
I would think
when
that
convicted, they need to be punished exactly like the Nazis at Nuremberg.
Well, you would think that the Nuremberg trials were they were trying people who set up camps, who were detaining people, forcing them to work in horrid conditions. That's the Republican Party. That's the power. That's Donald Trump's party who are detaining people and setting up the camps. If we have Nuremberg trials, it would be
that anybody in this detention center is some innocent little guy from Mexico that just wants to pick asparagus or operate a hot doggy wagon. No, they're criminals in here.
There's no evidence of them being criminals under your standard of evidence
they
either.
They came here illegally. They're criminals.
You're just saying that in the same way that you've just heard these other things.
You shoplift, you're a criminal. It isn't because you shoplifted in California, because you shoplifted under $1,000 worth of goods, it's not a crime. No, you're a criminal.
Let me change the subject a little bit. You brought up Iran earlier, and I want to ask you about your opinion on excuse me, Trump's actions there. You know, Trump ran very publicly as the president of peace. He spoke about, in his opinion, ending lots of wars. Why do you think that? How do you feel about him going to war in Iran and also his actions in Venezuela?
He didn't go to war with Iran. We've been at war with Iran since 1979. That's bullshit. I was in college. I remember when they overtook the embassy. And you know, you idiots have forgotten what they did. They didn't just hold our people hostages for 444 days. They tortured them. And in particular, William Buckley, who was discovered to be a CIA agent. They kept him naked in a coffin, only took him out to feed him and torture him till he finally died. These are animals. These people are worse than the Nazis. The Islamic fanatics who took over Iran are worse than the damn Nazis. They have been at war with us and trying to start a third world war for the past 47 years. Now, I was friends with a guy who was a CIA agent. I remember when I was working as a volunteer for Reagan way back in '84 for his re-election. I was a college student still, and I was obsessed with the Russians and the Chinese. And he set me straight. He said, you don't have to really worry about the Russians and the Chinese. They're gangsters. They're criminals. They're like the mafia. They're communists. He goes, the ones to worry about are these Islamics. He goes, these are the ones who worship a culture of death. He goes, they're absolutely evil. They would welcome starting the apocalypse. We have been at war with Iran for 47 years, and finally we got a president with a pair of balls big enough to take these bastards on. Exactly. Trump isn't starting a war, he's fucking ending a war. And I hope, and you know, he's given them every chance possible. I am relishing when next week he starts smashing them again. We need to kill all the mullahs. That's right. Kill everyone. You cannot deal with these people.
Well, so the war in Iran is also, you know, coming into the economic factor. Trump was talking about, you know, bringing prices down, bringing gas prices down, and all these things.
That fight already. Yeah. How about the price of gas under Biden? It was just as bad. It was worse for a longer period of time. And why? Because of climate change, which is
much higher now. And Trump was specifically harping on how he was going to lower the prices.
Fucking high under Biden, and it was because of climate change, which has now been exposed as a hoax. It was always a hoax. It was Al Gore's man-bear pig. Climate, there's no such thing as, first they called it global warming. When I was a kid, they were in high school, they were calling it global cooling. Then they called it climate change. Any day that isn't perfect. No, who fucking cares? We're at war. Prices go up during a war, and things will go down once we have crushed those mullah Islamic bastards. I would rather pay a lot for gasoline right now than get fucking nuked. Those cocksucking, goat-fucking fascists were 2 weeks away from building an atomic bomb. Wow. And you know, and they got it. Even Bill Maher has said it. Even Bill Maher has said it. You know, I mean, the Russians got it thanks to the Rosenbergs. You know, New York liberal Jewish Democrats who sold the secrets to the Russians, and then the Chinese got it. But these guys, like my CIA friend, he's gone now. He's passed on. But like he said, they don't. The Russians and the Chinese are gangsters. They want to wake up with their families the next day. They don't want to really have a global thermonuclear war. But the Iranians do. The mullahs, the Islamic Iranians do. And we were this close. What, would you rather have cheap gas and see a fucking mushroom cloud over on your horizon? No. I don't mind paying a little bit more for gas. I suffered enough under the senile bastard. Let's face it. Biden wasn't president. That was Obama's third term. Obama's the greatest traitor this country has ever suffered under. The worst. You know?
Remember how much money he gave to Iran, those bastards?
It's true. I mean, you know, we had to suffer for We just went for 3 terms, 12 years, under the Gay Canyon.
What do you think about...
We gotta run. We'll come back.
I see that happen.
I believe we have reports of Proud Boys. We're going to see if that's true. Folks, it looks like the Proud Boys have shown up.
We came to support ICE. We came to support law enforcement. That's why we're here.
Everybody keeps their hands to themselves, everybody will be okay.
That's it.
If you challenge us, there'll be a day of reckoning. That's all I'm telling everybody right now. Anybody lifts their fucking hands up, especially next to this child, it will be a day of fucking reckoning. Right now. Right, you're gonna find out. Right? I'm just telling you. What's up? What's up? What's up? I said it. What's up? Fuck you. What's up? Fuck you. That's what's up. What's up? You're a goofy ass motherfucker. What's up? I said you're goofy. What's up? Keep moving, keep moving. What's up? Keep moving. What's up?
What's up, folks?
What's up? What's up?
MAGA fucks.
What's up?
MAGA fucks.
What's up? What's up?
Destroying our country.
What's up?
Destroying
What's
our
up?
country.
What's up?
What's up?
What's
You keep
up?
saying that.
What's up?
What's the
You are
follow-up?
destroying our country.
Really?
It's disgusting.
Really?
What you are doing to this country is disgusting.
You have another memory card?
Support law enforcement. We're here to support.
There should be 2 in there, yeah. I don't have one on me. I can pull it out of my...
Support them.
Oh man, this is awkward. You guys on the wrong side. You
We
know?
support them.
On the wrong fucking side. Why are you hiding your face though, bro?
Let's sign them up for the war that Trump started. Sign them all fucking up. Sign up all your kids. Let's go to war, kids. Go die for your country. All your kids for war. Look at you now. You don't like a mask for COVID? I thought you said people shouldn't wear masks. Why the fuck are you masked? I thought people shouldn't wear masks. Why the fuck are you masked?
Go ahead. I can't record, even this one. I can't record. I have to go to my car and get a SD card.
Here. Take this one. Trade me whichever one you take out.
Hold on, Will. Yeah.
Hey, watch the fucking tank! What's the hell? What's the hell? Go to the other side. Back up. Mom.
Folks, if you're trying to figure out what's going on, basically some Proud Boys have shown up to the protest here, as well as one of them bringing their child who looks to be maybe 7 years old, if I had to guess.
They threw rocks at us. I got hit in the side of the head with a big rock.
You're not my type. You're not my type, little guy. Stand up when you're speaking. Stand up when you speak to me. Stand up. Stand up when you speak to me. Stand up. Stand up tall and speak to me. Stand tall and speak to me. Stand tall and speak to me. I'm glad you're a fan of my work. I got a supporter over here. I got a supporter over here.
I got no problem with you.
Thanks for supporting my work, you dumbass.
I'm not based on what kind of remember me.
I knew you guys covered me, and this one has a crush. Where'd he go? One of them has a crush on me. One of them wanted to caress my hair. One of them wanted to caress my hair.
Pretty busy? Were you here last night? How was it? What did you say?
Yeah, I mean, the state police came and tear gassed everybody. They brought their horses
I was
in.
watching Ricardo.
Yeah.
Ricardo on live, right? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mercado was here.
Oh, is he here?
Yeah.
The Proud Boys. You are great.
I'm literally living paycheck to paycheck. Primarily in posh houses, fucking scratching their balls.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I got a lot of money. I don't give a fuck. I got a lot of money. I don't give a fuck. Tax the rich, baby. Tax the rich. That's right. Tax the rich. Work harder. Make more money. Work harder. Make more money. I'll teach you. I can't hear you. No, okay, come here. I can't hear you.
Everywhere, no, everywhere, literally. Like I got interviewed, like when I first appeared, 200 cameras paparazzi on my phone.
This guy's talking. I don't know if we can hear him.
I think Rebecca Sherrill should have. This is unpeaceful. She should have disbanded this whole thing. First Amendment, peaceful protest. This is bullshit protest, and it should be cleared out. I mean, this isn't right.
The protests have been peaceful until.
You watching TV? That's real peaceful. Ask the state police how peaceful it is.
Last night the protesters held us.
I got hit in the head by a fucking piece of
You guys are
concrete.
obstructing traffic, obstructing workers. You don't know what you're doing, okay? You have no clue what you're even fucking protesting.
What do you say?
You fucking obstructing traffic is not violence that justifies tear gas or pepper spray.
Yeah, and pushing cops, pushing ICE agents, that's okay, huh?
Yeah, January 6th, right? That was you guys?
What's that?
I don't know, was it?
It wasn't,
Were you there?
Beating cops up?
Yeah, beating cops. All right, on January 6th, how many cops died at January 6th? How many? Zero.
You know who the fucking virus is? You motherfucker.
So you're claiming the site is peaceful?
Well, it's not peaceful. You can see that. It should be, Mikey Sherrill, I don't know if he listens to CBS or not. Disband this shit and stop it. This is a waste of taxpayers' money, and it's not peaceful. And you watch when we leave here how peaceful it's going to be. It's not.
And your message today from this side of law enforcement.
What's that?
Your message today, what brings you here?
Message today? Stop it. Mikey Sherrill, end this shit. Just end it. We don't want to see it. This is bullshit.
And is that protesting and we're talking about Delaney Hall, your message here?
Pardon me?
Your message about like Delaney Hall, the fact that it's...
Delaney Hall, if they didn't open the floodgates, Delaney Hall wouldn't exist. They let so many fucking people in this country, they should never did that. This wouldn't be here Alligator Alcatraz wouldn't be here. This is all bullshit because they opened the borders. Let them in. Can't get the votes the right way. We'll get the votes from the fucking illegals.
Listen, bottom line, we're here to support. I'm sorry, we're here to support ICE. That's it.
It just aggravating. This stuff, I wouldn't be out here. I'm a business owner. I shouldn't be here, but I feel very strongly against this nonsense. I've seen with George Floyd the riots, the LA riots, you know, and it shouldn't be in New Jersey. I'm lifelong in New Jersey. I pay a lot of taxes. My business pays a lot of taxes. And for what? We don't have law here. You got people that are unhappy that people are locked up that are illegal people. When January 6th people were locked up, they weren't even charged. They were put in solitary confinement.
Why do you think they're collecting these people? They're committing crimes. These are vicious people. You come in this country the right way. That's logical, right? That's logical. You come in here, commit crimes, and try to get a free ride. That's not how it works.
I have to add one more thing. On our way here, we stopped at Walmart in Kearney. We had a woman with 3 little children in the back. They had a Trump flag on the back of their truck. Someone went in their truck, started punching the driver. You could check the police reports, because we just left that before we came here. That's more peaceful people. Kearney, Trump flag, American flag. It's a small war to these people. It's like a bullfighter, red flag. See a Trump flag, kill. So something's got to be done. You know, they're supposed to be the party of peace. CBS, party of peace. This ain't peace. These are. And your phone. I'm sorry. The so-called Democrats that are in love and care for everybody are the first ones that want to kill somebody or hurt somebody. You know, we got a bad rap. We don't hurt people.
Are you concerned about the detainees at all? The rumors of the hunger strike, they're being mistreated? Is that concerned?
Let me ask you a question.
Committed a crime.
Hold on. Is it the Al Sharpton hunger strike? Do you remember that? When Al Sharpton was doing his hunger strike? Do the eating less and drinking water. So is that the same crap, the hunger strike? There's good food in there. Hey, if I was starving, I'd be eating a worm. You know, this is nonsense. This shit's got to end, man. And if it doesn't end tonight, there's a problem. I'll get a petition going, get a recall on Mikey Sherrill and get her the hell out of office. Because this shouldn't happen. And if you want to check on us, I have a group called Garden State Deplorables. We have 15,000 members. I know it's not enough for a petition, but I'm going to get one started if this doesn't end. You know?
We must unite. We must unite.
Really?
That's
We
all.
do. That's it. This is bullshit.
What's your name? Or?
My name is Rufus Cut. C-U-T-T.
Where are you coming from today?
Folks, we're out here with the Proud Boys. We're confronting the Proud Boys. We're calling their shit out when they try to say that the protests weren't peaceful until the cops started tear gassing them, which is the actual truth. So if you value that sort of pushing back against bullshit like the Proud Boys, we would appreciate your $5 a month membership. Please consider that.
I'm representing the country of the United States, not representing Venezuela.
And hey, if you're already a member and you're watching right now, hit us with a super chat if you fucking hate the Proud Boys.
Un-American what's going on here. This is just un-American. I don't even know. It's so upsetting for me to be here. Again, I keep repeating.
And when you say un-American, do you mean more racist?
We have a right to protest. Now, if you go to one of our rallies, it's Garden State Deplorables, I do it again, you can look at our Facebook. We're saying to the side of the road, we hold American flags. We're not starting crap with the police. We respect the police. These guys are animals. They would kill a cop. They curse at these ICE agents that are just doing a job they're hired for. They're not taking amongst themselves, saying, "Hey, I'm going to go push you." They have a job to do. That's I don't even know where to go with this. I mean, it's common sense.
Spits on America's core. This side spits on America's core founder.
Well, America sees this. You good? Sorry.
Want to give us your name?
Models. Models.
How do you spell it?
You can figure it out.
Bottles.
Models.
Like a bottle of beer.
Not models. No, I'm not a model.
Bottle to model. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
What's your name again, sir? Sorry.
Rufus Cut. C-U-T-T.
F-U-S.
What's that? R-U-F-U-S C-U-T-T. Farmingdale.
And you live in Farmingdale?
What's that?
You live in Farmingdale?
I do.
Okay.
Rufus, may I ask you what drew you to the Proud Boys?
I want to show you guys what you're looking at with these Proud Boys. They are weak-minded little boys, children. All right, they act tough, they act violent, but they are weak-minded.
That comes from the left. That's what draws to be Proud Boys. And if anybody wants to quote a great leader from the 60s, an African-American leader, Malcolm X, he said it back in the 60s, white liberalism is the greatest threat to America, and that's what you see right over there, white liberalism. This is a communist takeover of our country, and there are patriots dedicated to not letting that happen. And that's what the Proud Boys do.
He doesn't say much about conservatism either. He pretty much said it with two peas in the pod, really. He didn't like conservatism either.
Who killed Malcolm X? His own black leaders. The black leaders.
Is that sure Ku Klux Klan?
The feds didn't kill him.
What's that?
It's against it.
It's against the Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah.
You know who the Ku Klux Klan was,
You're
right?
Lamont Jackson, aren't you?
Jackson? Jenkins.
Lamont Jenkins.
The Ku Klux Klan were Democrats. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I don't like Democrats.
Yeah, I seen you.
What everyone's got to start understanding is that we are all God's children.
Yeah.
And when you come into this
I met
country
you in Atlantic
illegally,
Highlands.
you're illegal. You can't
You
go
did a good job
over
on the
to
parade.
Mexico, or you can't go to any other country and do what's being done here. They will throw you in jail and you will disappear.
How does being
happen.
being one of God's children connect with justify being put in a cage? What's the connection? You started that saying we're all.
There has to be law.
Yes.
There's got to be
Law
law.
and order.
These people are being treated as
For
good
what
as
they did.
for what they did, as good as they're going to be treated.
look up the
There
stats.
also has
Look
to
up
be
the
a
type of people that are in
deterrent.
there.
Don't come back. If you're
all
illegal,
Western.
you're illegal. Come to this country the right way. Don't come here and push your beliefs and turn this country into what you fled
Into
from.
a cesspool.
Unfortunately, in every war there's going to be casualties,
Yes,
and
sir.
those things will be dealt with through the court. And if those people are legal, and they're paying taxes, and they're citizens, then they will be
served in the military.
World War II, right? We had Japanese internment camps. A lot of people got hung up in that. I have actual family that spent time in an internment camp during World War II. And once they be making this things got sorted, they were allowed to then leave. It's just the price of
Go to that point. If we know what we're doing is wrong, don't do it.
We're not doing anything wrong. We're preserving America.
Fight by people who come here too.
Come here, need to come here
And they come
legally.
here legally.
They are here legal. He was just talking about. He was just talking about the internments. They were here legal. They were here.
And how many Japanese were spies during that time too that they were trying to figure out and vet? A lot of them. A lot. Not everybody. But how do you know who's who until they're vetted?
It's just like, people have an issue with this shirt because they think I'm going after all white people when I'm wearing this shirt. I'm not.
Listen, this is America. You should be able to wear whatever you want, when you want.
People, I should. No, my thing is.
Media has people so fucking twisted in the fucking
This
head.
is all a communist
All right?
takeover.
It's a
of this
communist
country.
takeover, and if you
read
can't
the
see it,
Communist
you're fucking
Manifesto-
blind.
You read the Communist Manifesto, they go after the kids first.
They're going to get out of that. They're going to get out of that.
Your tax dollars have been funding your own demise, and you don't even realize it.
You have no idea how right you are. You have no idea how right you are. You will
start waking up and getting on the right side.
What do you think about the reports that Melania Trump was here as an undocumented worker for a long period of time? Do you think that was okay?
I have
Oh, really?
no
That's
idea
a good
about.
one. That's a good one. Throw another one at it.
I mean,
Come on.
cut out with the bullshit.
I won't even answer that.
You really think that she came here legally?
You have no answer for
From
that.
prominence. I'm sure that she went through the right channels to get her papers.
Right channels is marrying Donald
Sure
Trump.
it did.
tiptoeing
Well, you can
around
sit
the
there and
reality,
hate Trump
buddy.
all you want and
keep
come up with
tiptoeing
ways
around
to
reality.
do it. But the problem
get
is
to your
that
head.
you're talking about Melania Trump when you should be talking about the rapists, the pedophiles, the drug dealers, and the people that are destroying our communities.
In there.
Oh, really? You think so? Wait till that comes out, buddy.
Yeah, just wait. Because all your cameras are going to break in half.
No one's talking about Epstein. Why is that? Because there's a lot of the left on there, movie stars, politicians. People don't want to be exposed. But everybody, the left and the news media, is all going to turn around and say, oh, it's Trump and his people. But it's really all of the left.
Money talks, bullshit. Is there anything that you are critical of Trump about?
Listen, at this point, it's always the lesser of two evils, right? And Trump is not perfect, and I don't agree with some of the stuff that he does all the time. But at the end of the day, he's the only one doing what he's doing. He is the only one in 47 years that is dealing with Iran and not going and destroying the country and trying to take their oil. What he's doing is he's helping oppressed people that have been under a regime that kills fucking women, makes them mask up Sharia law, stones people to death.
Kills people for exactly what
Do you
they're
know
doing.
it? Go on YouTube. You all have smartphones.
That's what Iran did.
Take a look at what
40,000 of their own
Take
people.
a look at what Iran was like
Genocide them.
before 1979. Women had rights and they could wear dresses and go to school and go to colleges. They can't do that after 1979 because Islamic terrorism decided to move into that country, take it over, and install its own laws. I mean, that's just facts. We're not here as the bad guys. We're here to push back against the bad guys.
Kind of serious question. Have you guys dealt with either FBI infiltration, confidential
Our
units,
club
all
is
that
heavily
stuff?
infiltrated. Heavily. Just look at January 6th.
Right,
January 6th was an infiltration of the FBI.
All right, folks, I think that's enough of the Proud Boys for now. Don't want to give those fuckers too much of a platform. But it's important to show what's going on here. The Proud Boys are notoriously a violent organization. They were involved in January 6th famously, and they're generally known for acting quite thuggishly when they show up. So it's important to know that they're here and to kind of hear what their stance is, so you can, stay educated and know more about them. I understand that we have nearly 2,000 people viewing right now, and I want to say that we appreciate so much that you're watching. You're choosing to watch with Status Coup. We know there are a lot of streamers out here, and we pride ourselves on bringing you the best on-the-ground reporting day after day for hours on end. When breaking news is happening, Status Coup is there. It does cost quite a bit of money to get us here, to keep us here. We have to pay for, multiple staff members. We've got videographers. We've got editors. We have to pay for transportation, travel to whatever city these things are popping off in. It's all over the country. And we do that through the support of members like you. We don't take any corporate money. We have no corporate donors. It is all directly member funded. That is your direct involvement in making the news that you want to see possible. So for the 2,000 of you out there, if any of you are not already members, not just subscribers, but members of Status Coup, please go to statuscoup.com/join to become a member today, as little as $5 a month. That's 16 cents per day. I hope you can spare it. I hope this economy is not crushing your wallet so much that you can't spare that. If that's the case, we understand and we appreciate your viewership, but we need members like you to help keep us funded and out here on the ground. So please go to statuscoup.com/join. And if you're already a member, and you've been valuing the coverage that you've been seeing here, if you want to buy John a beer tonight for getting almost run over by a horse, throw a $5 super, well, beer's a little more expensive. We're going to get him a nicer beer. Throw $12 in the super chat for John for getting almost run over by a horse. Jordan is very much in pain right now. He's probably going to need a third back surgery after getting brutally flashbanged last night. Throw him a super chat. Put a little message, a get well soon message for Jordan in the chat. Thank you to everybody out there watching. We love you very much. We're going to stay out here covering the events of this protest today. For those of you joining just more recently, I can give a recap of kind of what went on last night and what's been going on this morning. So basically, yesterday, after multiple days of protests that were peaceful until ICE brutalized the protesters out here, pushing them into the road, causing at least one protester to get their leg run over by a truck. the governor of New Jersey held a press conference saying that she wanted to deploy the state police to, quote-unquote, keep the protesters safe. And that involved setting up what were referred to as, quote-unquote, free speech zones, 2 different fenced-off areas where the state police were trying to force the protesters to stay, which was away from the entrance of the ICE facility, in order to, what they were saying was keep them safe, but would really just have the effect of lessening the impact of the protest by keeping them away from the driveway where the ICE vehicles go in and out of the facility. That's the main thing the protesters were trying to block as they're supporting the detained individuals inside Delaney Hall. So when the protesters didn't comply, and this wasn't a violent non-compliance. This was simply, basically, the police just said, hey, go over there. And the protesters were like, nah. And then several hours went by with peaceful protests as the protesters held a sit-down strike in front of the driveway. Eventually, the police showed up, said, you have 15 minutes to get out of here and disassemble your mutual aid station, to which the protesters actually did, very surprisingly, an incredible job of moving a great deal of their mutual aid supplies and even a couple of the tents that they had there. But still, the police came in riot gear with a horseback unit as well of crowd control police and marched down the street, pushing the protesters back using tear gas, flashbangs, pepper spray, all types of pepper balls, all types of those crowd control munitions that we are so familiar with after spending months in Minneapolis, Chicago, etc. They pushed the protesters back down the street around where we are now, but a little further, so that they weren't blocking the driveway, at which point an ICE caravan swiftly left the station. So it seems like it wasn't so much we need to clear the street to keep the protesters safe or to shut this down, but simply to help ICE continue their operations. That's how it appeared to me and to a lot of the other people here that we've been talking to. So that turned violent, not because of the protesters doing anything violent, but because the police came in and decided to be violent, to use crowd control munitions on a peaceful protest. Now, this morning we've shown up, and there are new barriers erected to keep protesters further away. This morning there was and is currently going on a pro-ICE protest that the Proud Boys have now shown up to. The numbers are quite, lopsided. I would say there's maybe 10 people in favor of ICE and 100 people against ICE. So that's the dynamic we are working with right now, and we're going to continue to keep you apprised of the situation. Thank you for watching. Again, if you have the $5, please go to statuscoup.com/join and become a member. And just to kind of describe folks real quick, the situation here is high energy, but I would say not changing very much. I mean, the recent change was that the Proud Boys showed up. They pushed their way through the crowd of anti-ICE protesters and made their way over to the pro-ICE side. And since then, things are kind of static in that way. There are barriers keeping these two sides of the protesters apart. About that's what you're seeing on screen right now. They're forced to be about 6 feet apart from each other. I mean, there is a way to walk. We've been walking back and forth. The Proud Boys were able to walk, over to the pro-ICE side. So it's not, an indefinite barrier, but it is managing to keep, these two sides from being right in each other's faces, for better or for worse. We've got an Antifa band here. Want to give a big thanks to RP Smith 316. I see that super chat. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, thank you. I see that's your 5th super on a live stream. We really appreciate that support. RP Smith 316. We see you, we see your support, and we are grateful.
Defend immigrants. Bigots, go home. 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 Defend immigrants.
I see someone in the chat saying Proud Boys and ICE are the same group. And, you know, I've had the same hunch myself. They share a similar aesthetic in the face, I've noticed. I wonder if these Proud Boys are simply ICE agents off duty. They're, you know, this is their day off, but they love their work of detaining people and brutalizing people so much they just had to come back to work on their day off. You know, could be. That's speculation on my end, but you know, I've heard the same speculation from other people. I'll say that much. Pardon me. Awesome. My name's Will, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Erica.
Erica. Folks, we got Erica here, and we're going to chat about kind of what's going on at this detention facility. Is this your first day coming out?
To here, yes. I've been to other protests before, but this is my first time coming here, yeah.
Gotcha. So tell me, what do you think it says about the state of, you know, America that we have, you know, brutalization from both the federal police, the state police of New Jersey on these protesters here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all incredibly disappointing. I think we're seeing what's been going on for a very long time, all kind of coming to light at the same time. And it's all coming out. And it's really disappointing to see. I mean, I'm from here. I live in Newark now, but I'm from New Jersey in general. So just, I think, seeing everyone's kind of like the diversity on this side and people coming together and realizing what's been happening, this isn't new. And I think that's the important thing to take away from it all. And I mean, we hope something changes. I think on our side of things, it's been really disheartening because there have been protests for however long now, and it feels like nothing's really changing. Even, you know, to be honest, for me this morning, I debated even coming because I've been to a bunch and it just feels disheartening, but I felt the need to come, so I came.
And with the violence last night, were you aware of the governor's like press conference statements kind of before things kicked off last night?
Regarding the zone?
Yeah, regarding the free speech zones that they're calling.
I think that's just kind of hilarious, to be honest with you. And I know I saw a lot of things on social media of like, isn't the United States a First Amendment zone? Which is true. I mean, again, I think it all just kind of circles back to the fact this is not new. I think it is more prominent now just because we're all seeing it. We're all seeing it on different platforms, and it's very clear what certain people's algorithms are and what they've turned out to be and kind of what they end up getting. So yeah, I did see it, and that's part of the reason I came today too, to kind of see how that was playing out.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the free speech zone, like you said, isn't the whole country a free speech zone. The existence of, or the concept of a fenced-in free speech zone implies that there are zones where you don't have the First Amendment outside of that, which really just goes against the whole concept of that amendment and really like the core of America.
Correct. I think that's irony at its finest. And, you know, some people are seeing it and some people are not. And I mean, I have these kind of conversations very frequently with friends and family. Sorry, a lot of music going on. And I think I lost my train of thought, is what I think. But essentially, yeah, I think it's important for everyone to be out.
No, we have some sources telling us, you know, we've spoken with the family members of people who are detained inside, and we've heard reports that there's at least one person in there that's seriously ill, but they are not being provided adequate medical care. They're even being, you know, denied going to the hospital. What are your thoughts on that sort of conditions inside?
Again, not new. And we're just hearing more about it now. We all just have way more access to things now. But I think this is all shining a light on what has been happening in these kind of facilities for a very long time. And for the last, I mean, unfortunately, decade or so, people have been able to be more outward with their racism and who they're okay with those things happening to. But it's, again, those kind of things have been happening for a really long time, and I'm glad it's very overdue getting the attention. But I think this kind of very slow revolution that's happening is showing things need to change, and hopefully they will soon.
Absolutely. You know, you talk about slow revolution, and just a moment ago we were talking about a different side of this, and I was thinking about, you know, the brutalization of unarmed people, and I'm thinking like, I remember learning about that in like 5th grade social studies in the American Revolution, you know, and it seems like with the powers that be continuing down this path of greater and greater repression of free speech, assault of unarmed protesters, and the detainment of people who are simply existing in a particular place, whether or not they have documentation, but not committing violent crimes and things like that. What else can they expect? And especially now you have I feel like we're in this incredibly heightened, like you said, people are more, they've been able to be more overt with their racism, and not just, there's all of the like illnesses of our system, and I'm thinking about like the corruption, the outright corruption, the bald-faced corruption of the Trump administration, Trump getting rich off of these crypto schemes that he's running, off of tech companies that he's investing hundreds of millions of dollars in and then boosting. What are your thoughts on kind of like that side of what we have going on in government right now?
I mean, again, not new. I mean, and honestly, I think they're kind of playing in our faces even more now with how obvious it is, and just seeing the people that do have some semblance of power truly doing nothing. And I'm kind of I'm tired of saying it, and I'm tired of hearing it, but at the end of the day, it's essentially is what's happening. But, you know, midterms are coming. So hopefully we start to see a shift along the way and get some representation from people that actually do represent us.
Absolutely. You know, I think there's been a lot of criticism of the Democratic Party lately. Like, a lot of the people here are left-leaning. I wouldn't be surprised if the vast majority of people on this side of the fence voted for Democrats, but I've heard a lot of people say, I did that, but I'm really not happy with how the Democratic Party's been acting, with how our representatives have really been maybe failing to act. Tell me a little bit more about what you're hoping to see from, the midterm elections and what you'd like to see from, your personal representatives.
I mean, I think all of that goes much deeper than what can be fixed within this election, because essentially what it comes down to is we have two parties that are choices, and at the end of the day, that's not giving us the amount of choices that we deserve and that we need, and the type of representation. But we're so used to that, and it's so ingrained in our system, this two-party system, that at the end of the day, I think really limits democracy in the first place. So I think for this election coming up, these midterms, we obviously have to work within the crazy system that we have, and I think it's a much longer fight to kind of get us the greater representation that we need and that we deserve. But for now, I think, unfortunately, the Democrats are the way we have to go, and I think they need to do better, or that we need stronger candidates within that party to put faith back in that system.
You're talking about, kind of how Democrats and Republicans are both, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, and I hear what you're saying. Democrats are kind of the lesser of the two evils, so to speak. But I think part of what you're describing there was illustrated so well last night in, for the last few nights, unarmed, peaceful protesters have been getting assaulted by guys in green who are more associated with the Red Party. And then last night, the Democratic governor of New Jersey calls in the state police, and just the same treatment was given, but from guys in blue with more tear gas than pepper spray. That was like the only material difference. And it's like we're getting essentially the same treatment from the powers that be from in two different parties. Well, anyway, do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share with us right now? Anything? Maybe could you give us is there something that you've seen that's given you hope?
I mean, I think just seeing people out here, of course, I would like to see more people out here. I think that's what it's going to take. I think ultimately the realization, the classic, there are more of us than there are of them kind of situation.
We're seeing that very clearly here with the numbers that have shown up.
I think there should be even more. And even on, from my personal existence, I know that there are a lot of people that could and would like to be here too. And I also just think it is time for more white people. More white people need to get out and show the representation on this side, because honestly our black and brown friends, brothers, sisters, they've done the work, and I think it's time for us to come out and really show that there is solidarity on this side, proving the strength of diversity. But also, this is our job now, and it has been for a long time. And honestly, white people are the reason we made it here in the first place. So, yeah, we need to start flipping that around. And, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen from this week out here, however long the Delaney Hall protests happen. But that's the kind of change that really does need to start happening.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. Have a good day.
Nice meeting you.
We'll see what else is going on here, folks. They're chanting, "Defend immigrants, Proud Boys, go home." Hey, John, can you hold this for a second? I want to take a photo.
All right, guys. So I think we might wrap up in a few minutes, because we're gonna be live again tonight. But we have to go eat and get something to drink and just relax before we go live again.
Let's climb forward. I think Andrew wrapped up.
All right, guys, so we're going to stay live for just a little bit longer because we got word that the Proud Boys are getting ready to leave. So they're going to have to walk through the crowd again to get back to their cars. So that is going to be that's going to be a scene. So we will stay live for that, and then after that, we're going to be wrapping up this live stream. Go get some food. And we're going to come right back here for tonight. We're going to be back live again tonight. I'm not sure what time. But make sure you are subscribed so you get that notification for when we do go live. And I'm going to pass this back to Will. And, yep, that's it.
Thanks, folks. And while we have a moment before the Proud Boys leave, I think we got some additional new members to welcome. So I want to say thank you so much for joining the Status Coup family to Lenaida, Ava, John, a different John, Jess, Patty, and Lynn Neal. Thank you so much. And folks, if you're wondering, how do I get Will to give me a sweet shout out on the live stream? It's simple. You go to statuscoup.com/join, where for only $5 a month, 16 cents per day. That's literal pennies. You can support a team of badass journalists. You can support the notorious John Farina. You can support industry legend Jordan Sheridan, who's literally breaking his back out here to bring you coverage of, let me get on camera here. Jordan's literally out here breaking his back every day that he's out here, and last night got flashbanged so hard that he threw his back out again. He'll be the first to tell you multiple times on stream that he has had multiple back surgeries already, and I think he's probably due for his third at this point, and he's doing that. He's putting his body through that to bring you all at home coverage of the most current events, the most important events going on in America. That is the breakdown of our social contract with federal agents, state agents enacting violence on peaceful protesters, just like we saw last night, and like I won't be surprised to see again tonight. So, if you value that kind of journalism, if you think that John Farina is a really cool guy, if you think we're a really handsome team, whatever reason you need to go to statuscoup.com/join, we'll take it. Please sign up, become a member. If you're already a member, hit us with a super chat. Join our Patreon. We post members only videos, behind the scenes content, all kinds of stuff like that. We're so grateful to have such a wonderful fan base. It warms our hearts and kind of fills our spirit when we're out here on the ground, and multiple people at basically every protest come up and say, "Oh, your Status Coup, thank you so much for the work you do." So if you see us out here, please say hi. We love hearing that. We love meeting you all in person, and thank you so much. So once again, we rely on members like you to bring you this coverage that does not lie like the mainstream media, that gives you nothing but the truth and the hard-hitting coverage that happens out here. So please enjoy the coverage and subscribe if you can.
Imagine that. I've never known the love of a woman. I am involuntarily celibate. What can we do? Let's start a club. Let's start a... Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Hey, are you talking to me? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Are you talking to me? Hang on, say it again.
Do you speak
Can you repeat it?
Do you speak
Hey, can you repeat that? I'm sorry, am I talking over you? I'll stop.
Voice?
Continue. My bad, go ahead. My bad, repeat that. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
See,
What was that? I'm sorry, I
This
missed it.
is what fascists do. This is what fascists do. They try to silence. You can't have a conversation.
Why are you leaning over? Stand up.
You can't have a conversation. You can't have a conversation.
Hey.
You can't have a conversation. Do you understand that?
What'd you say?
Fascist.
Can you repeat that?
What's a fascist?
I missed it the first 11 times. Say it one more time. What'd you say? What'd you say?
See, you can't. You just drown out people.
What was that?
You
One more
try
time.
to drown out people.
One more time.
With your stupid, broken loudspeaker.
Get it. Come on. You're there. What'd you say now? Speak. Say it again. Say it again.
Anyway. Come on.
Say it again.
It again.
What happened?
It again.
What happened?
It again.
Oh, you said it? What a good boy. He follows directions like a good little boy. Oh, what a good boy.
Do you go to Washington?
What a good boy. What a good... What do I gotta watch? What do I gotta watch?
What? I said, did you go to Washington?
You said you're gonna watch tonight?
In Washington?
You're gonna watch tonight? This is your weekly shower? Look at it, man. I'm proud of you.
Look.
You might say we're scared.
You're a coward!
I'm a coward.
Get out of here, bitch! Show your face! You know you're on the wrong side! You know you're wrong! Fucking pussy-ass traitor motherfucker!
Never a traitor.
Fuck you!
America first,
Fuck
buddy.
you!
Yeah,
we'll remember you! You're no American! You're no American! You're a fucking coward!
I don't care. I don't care. That's all right. Have you been to these protests before? Have you come to the Palladium before? Here? Yeah, I've been here before.
You ain't no stallion president!
Is it the same thing all the time? In your face? Is it the same MO all the time in your face?
You ain't no fucking stallion president! Come on! Let's cross the border!
Hey, you got separated from the rest of your cult.
All of you!
You got separated from the rest
Get
of
back to your herd, you fucking cow! How many fucking pig?
Really?
How many women have you raped?
What?
How many women have you raped?
I don't have to.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to.
How many women have you
What
raped?
happened was their kids stopped talking to them, so they had to come out here so they come like, come home.
Defend immigrants! 20 days, not 20 fucking days.
So what's happening here? The Proud Boys are leaving the protest, and the anti-ICE protesters are marching to kind of follow them down the road.
Fascists, go home! Fascists, go home! You don't fucking belong here! Go back to your fucking circle jerk, you little bitch! You fuck!
Let's go, pussy! Let's go! You a lot of talk, bro! You are a lot of fucking talk, you fucking homo!
Keep walking! Always forward my ass! Walk your ass home!
You're a ranger?
Keep yapping. Keep running your mouth.
Hey. I don't see anybody spitting. You fat motherfuckers walking around.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
People like shit. You don't know what the goddamn Constitution even says. Because you can't fucking read.
You're the one talking.
Because you can't fucking read.
You're the one talking.
Always forward. Always forward, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We're going forward. But we're going backwards at the same time somehow. Jesus Christ, you're pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. Yeah, just keep walking, you pieces of shit. You fascist fucking bitches. You have no fucking idea.
Rangers.
Shut the fuck up.
They don't give a fuck
bitch.
about you. They don't give a fuck
Shut
about
the fuck
you.
up, you
No,
bootlicking
seriously
fuck.
talking. They don't give a fuck about you.
You're wearing this Proud Boy bullshit. You're so proud. Take that mask off. That's what I thought.
This is your
I should you put your back on. You put your
This
back
is
on.
your
You take it off. Let's go. Take it off.
You got one on too.
Go on. Take it off.
You want that, don't you?
And you seem pretty embarrassed for a guy who's proud.
This is your shining moment.
Are we proud?
Let the media show.
Are we proud or not?
Get all your likes.
You don't seem very proud, which is why you're walking away with a mask on your face. You're not proud.
Goodbye, buddy.
You aren't proud people. You're embarrassed, and you should be.
This is your shining moment.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
This is your shining moment. Look, you got all your likes, all your media shit.
He's good. He's Instagram. He's good.
You
They're
got all
all
your
on
shit.
Instagram.
You just look like a fucking
That's
idiot.
all they do anyway.
You look like a fucking idiot.
That's all they got anyway. Like a fucking maggot.
Go back and look who's keeping their cool and look who wasn't. That guy over there.
These are the guys getting paid to be here.
Yep.
Trust the science there, Pop. How many vaccinations, John? You fucking kook. How much bug juice you got in you, huh? fuck out of my face.
Was this event a success for you guys?
Yeah, we walked through a crowd of 200 of them and nobody did shit. You know why? Because they're all young, they're all stupid, and they don't have any balls. I miss the old days when Antifa would really fucking fight.
Yeah.
These aren't Antifa. These are kids dressed up, trying to relive the after effects of what Antifa used to be. It's actually, I'm disappointed to
Where's
come here.
Rufus at?
You were hoping for a more formidable
I was
enemy.
hoping for a more formidable enemy. These are...
Wouldn't even waste my time.
These people are a joke. They're high school kids and college kids that still live in their mom's basements. They play their video games and they smoke weed. That's all they do.
Useful idiots.
They don't have jobs. They don't pay taxes. Probably don't have families. And that asshole right there, you know he's getting paid.
Of course he is.
Somebody should tell him, don't wear that Army Ranger shirt. Stolen valor's a crime.
That's the difference. There's no substance to their fucking viewpoint.
Right at it.
We are here at
We
a
walked
fucking
right
our,
in there.
our
We
hearts.
walked right
They're out
out.
of here for getting paid.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I hope you guys all have a good night tonight when the fucking state police come out and shut you down again.
Will you be coming back tonight?
Absolutely
Probably
not. We don't need
I
to be
actually
here.
have to go to work.
We don't need to be here.
I'm a tax-paying, God-loving American citizen.
To your knowledge, are there any ICE agents who are also Proud Boys?
I have
That's
no
cool.
idea.
This guy was
They're fucking clowns. They're all clowns. Everyone.
It's just that when they're on the clock, they
You
don't
ask
really
all
answer
the-
our
all the
questions. So I
questions
thought
you
I'd
wanna
ask you
ask, bro.
guys.
You don't even make any sense, dude. You really don't.
What do I make any sense about?
You're really
Proud
pathetic.
Boys
man.
are everywhere.
You're really pathetic.
You are the virus.
You gotta rewire
You with
your
that
whole
microphone?
view, your whole coop, whatever the fuck you're part of. You gotta rewire the whole thing, bud, because you got it off. You got it twisted.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. There are ICE agents that are Proud Boys. I think.
Go comb your mustache. Go home and comb your mustache. How's that sound?
Is it that disheveled?
Give you that. You got a good mustache. That's a good one.
Hey, I got a good mustache. He says.
I'll give you that.
one. See, they don't realize that they're the useful idiots.
I'll go home and drink my Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What? I didn't hear that.
You guys are funny, man. You guys are real funny.
Thank you.
You guys do this for a living?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I think we're the ones getting paid here. Actually.
You're the ones getting paid. Exactly.
I promise you, nobody's going to touch you.
It's pretty easy to see how these guys flunked even the bare minimum ice fitness exam.
Bullshit websites where nobody's going to look at it but them. Nobody cares anymore.
I'm done with the clowns. Let's go.
All right, folks. That's enough Proud Boys.
It's enough clowns.
Enough clowns. Just see kind of the view and the scale. The 5 or 6 Proud Boys, and a whole lot of other folks walking out. Well, folks, thank you for following along with us.
Hold on. You're on speaker.
All right, folks, so I think we might have a little bit of news here. If you were watching just a few moments ago, as we were walking with the Proud Boys who were leaving this demonstration, I asked them, a simple journalistic question: are there any ICE agents who are also Proud Boys? To which they responded completely indirectly, essentially refused to answer, and the clearest answer I got from them was, "We're everywhere," which to me it's certainly not a denial. It's not a direct denial of any sort. And, answering that question with "we're everywhere" could be interpreted as some sort of, a bit of a tacit confirmation. So, take that as you will. It seems like we're certainly a little one step closer to confirming just how aligned these groups are, Proud Boys and ICE. It seems like there could be very easily ICE agents off. Maybe those guys were ICE agents off the clock. Who knows? Just a bit of supposition on my part. But, that's what we got for you right now, folks. This rally is it's calming down for right now. We're walking back to Delaney Hall to get a sense of what the scene looks like now that the Proud Boy agitators have left. And we're gonna end the live in a moment, but rest assured we will be back this evening. We're staying very well apprised of the situation, and the moment anything changes, we are going to be right here on the ground, going live again, recording anything that happens. Keep an eye out on our Instagram for still photos that I've been taking throughout this event, and absolutely subscribe, like, hit the bell icon, and what means the most to us, become a member if you can. How many? There were tons of people walking out with the Proud Boys, and I saw zero mainstream media there. All those fucking broadcast media folks, they're out there way back at Delaney Hall with their big bulky stationary setups, their cushy cars. When the wind blows and the dust is getting in our eyes, because that's happening a lot today, they're staying in their cars. Certainly, John, heads up, there's a car coming right now. Certainly, as like last night, whenever the tear gas pops off, they're getting in their big cushy, SUVs with their private security that they've hired. Not status coup. It's just me and John out here, and when shit gets rough, we're just enduring it. We're fighting through it, and we're reporting through it so you can see the gritty truth of what's going on right now. So if you value that kind of coverage, if you're proud of me and John, please become a member. If you're already a member, hit us with a Patreon subscription, a super chat in YouTube, any other way that you can support us to help continue to pay for the reporting that we're doing right here is desperately needed, and we appreciate it so, so much. We pay for the travel to get out here to whatever city's going on, and even legal troubles when other outlets steal our coverage because we're the ones actually getting the shots. We have had to deal with that recently, from coverage in Minneapolis, from coverage here, So your donations, your membership subscription fees, they all go to directly keeping Status Coup rolling, keeping us live right now on the internet to bring you the news. So with that, I will say thank you to everybody who's a member. Thank you to everybody who's about to become a member. I know you're going to go to statuscoup.com/join, and we will see you again very soon later today. Peace out. We love you. Thank you.
Love you. Thank you. We're still live.
Hey, we're not even done yet. We just got literally right after saying how much we love our subscribers, we just walked past some other protesters heading out, and they said, "Oh, Status Coup, we love you guys." And like I said earlier, we love hearing that from you. If you see us out here doing our thing, by all means, come say hi. And if you've got something to say on camera, if you've got a unique point of view, we'd love to hear it. We want to be hearing from the people. We're not out here to manufacture narratives. We're not out here to, only interview, one side of everything. Jordan talks a lot about how, it's not the kind of journalism where it's like, oh, well, there's two sides to every story. And he's absolutely right to that. You know, you got to be out here telling the truth, and as he puts it, showing which side is lying. And so we interview all kinds of people so we can hear those lies, like directly from those pro-ICE MAGA supporters out there who, when we question about, what do they think about the reports of worms in the food? What do they think about the horrid conditions in there? They just go, oh, well, you don't have any proof, and actually they're doing just fine in there. And when we ask them about what do they think about how Melania was an undocumented worker for years, they just go, I don't even have a response to that, because there is no response to that is not dealing with the truth of those matters, and they are simply in denial or something else, deluded, brainwashed, who knows what, about the reality of the situation we're living in. So, anyway, all this is say hi if you see us out in the wild. All right, folks, we're wrapping it up now. We'll see you again soon.